I'm intensely focused on observing the target. Shh, folks, please keep it quiet for a moment. Wondering who I am? Well, I'm Vincent Williams, the ultimate detective in town. People hit me up to find their beloved ones, investigate someone, and even track down some runaway kitties. That's enough. Move aside so I can get to work. Damn, lost the trail now. As I was sneaking into a dark alley searching for clues, I was suddenly ambushed by an assailant who forcefully seized me and dragged me away. Let go of me! Let go! The next thing I knew, I was tightly bound with rope and standing in front of me was...
Well, you're awake. Vincent, right?
Why do you know me?
You know, you've got quite the reputation around here. Let me introduce myself.
Garrett Douglas, the most notorious tycoon in this city, right? But why did you capture me? What do you want?
Oh, come on, line up. You know I like joking around, don't you? Guys, untie this gentleman immediately.
I apologize for interrupting your task,
But that was the only way I could get a busy person like you to meet me. I have a deal for you, the sweetest one you've ever had.
Yo, you've been kind of rude earlier, sir. But shoot, let's hear it out. Can't promise I'll accept it though. Let's see if Mr. Douglas here is as generous as people say. Then he pulled out a photo from his pocket.
Have you seen this?
What the heck is this? A movie character?
No, it's real. And whether you believe it or not, this creature right here destroyed my family 10 years ago. It came out of nowhere and took the lives of my entire family before disappearing. For 10 years, I've been constantly searching, but with no luck. But now, I think someone as talented as you can help me with this.
So, what's in it for me?
More than you can ever imagine. Just give me a figure and I'll accept it anyway.
Let's just say $50,000.
Alright, $25,000 has been transferred to you at the deposit.
Wow, that's fast.
You've got 2 months to complete the task. Deal?
Deal. It's a bit strange, but also the most enticing offer I've ever got. There's no way a tycoon like Douglas would throw his money at something futile. Vincent here is ready for the ride. No name, no clue. I had to start from scratch. I searched online and read dozens of books, yet I came up empty-handed. What could it be? I started inquiring everywhere, but unfortunately, I still got no result. A week passed in vain until I reached this village. Strange enough, many villagers claimed they had never seen this creature face to face, but had all seen its shadow at an isolated mansion near the mountain.
Don't go there. That house is haunted. It looks eerie all the time.
That's right. And I heard the owner of that house is also very creepy. He must be raising that monster. I saw it a few times.
But how could those words deter this Vincent? Instead, they only fueled my curiosity even more. So here I am, in front of this dark and eerie mansion, rumored to be owned by a man named Henry Cooper, known by the chilling moniker Master from Hell, with no additional information. But the tricky part now is how to get inside without raising any suspicions or causing any trouble. As I was still racking my brain, I spotted a maid rushing out in disarray. I immediately ran up to her, eager for any information. Excuse me, miss! What happened? You look so panicked.
This place is a living nightmare. No med lasts more than 2 weeks here. It's best for you to stay away.
Then she hurried off, nearly stumbling in her haste. A chill ran down my spine, but in that moment, a wild idea struck me. Without hesitation, I made my way inside. Wow, this place is magnificent. I was admiring the surroundings when suddenly I was startled by a voice.
Who are you? How did you get in here?
I quickly turned around to see a young man, quite handsome. So this mansion's owner has a son, huh? Well, the door was open, so I came here to apply for the manservant position. May I speak to your father? Father who? I am the owner of this mansion. Oh really? Someone as young as him being the mansion owner and living alone? Anyway, let's focus on the main issue here. I need to make a good impression to get hired. Sir, I can do anything. I'm not your master. Huh. Well, so my future master. I can cook, I can clean, and I can even sing. May I sing a song for you? Nice to meet you, where you've been, I can show.
That's enough. Shut up.
After my 30-minute presentation, he eventually gave in and offered me the job. He must be truly desperate to come to me.
Let's see how much endurance you've got.
Let's see who's the cat and who's the mouse. But perhaps I had underestimated this guy. Hey, why do you ask me to wear this kind of clothes? Looks ridiculous.
You're applying to be a servant, aren't you? Fancy fashion doesn't belong here. Remember who's a master here.
Not only that, he even laid down all sorts of ridiculous rules. The curtains must always be drawn. Walking must always be done on tiptoe to avoid making noise. Shh. Maintaining a 2-meter distance from him. And most importantly, the bedroom is strictly off limits.
Why are you loafing around here? Get your butt to work.
Yes, sir. Oh my. How am I supposed to find any clues if things keep going like this? Guess I'll have to use some psychological tricks to slowly gather information then. Continuing with my servant job, the food I cooked, well, yeah, I have to admit it was terrible. But does he really need to be that harsh?
Even if I had a dog, it might still say no to this crap.
Having food to eat is already a blessing, and yet he has the nerve to complain.
What's that mumbling? Speak up.
Oh, I was just saying I'll try my best, master.
There.
Then one day, as I served him omurice, well, the taste wasn't anything to write home about. But it was added some cute garnish on. Henry furrowed his brow, staring intently at the plate before sitting there motionless. Again? Hey, why aren't you eating? Don't tell me you're about to
Nothing. This dish just reminded me of... Never mind. And you, stop prying.
After that, he continued eating heartily, which was really strange. 1 week passed, yet I still hadn't seen anything suspicious or any trace of that monster in this mansion, except for this grumpy old man in young man's clothes named Henry. But it seemed that these past few days Henry had been a bit easier on me. One day, after finishing up cleaning, I went to prepare tea for Henry. The tea had to be brewed just right at 170 Fahrenheit degree, no sugar, blah blah blah. As I was bringing it over to him, I suddenly slipped as the floor was too slippery. In that split second, Henry dashed over like an arrow and caught me. It was the first time I'd seen him up close like that. Why this jerk gotta be so handsome like that? Oddly enough, his face turned a bit red too. I felt a strange flutter in my heart. That strange emotion was washing over me. But then he abruptly let go, leaving me to fall hard on my butt. Jeez, the pain was unreal. That wretched dude, I'll give him a piece of my mind. The next day, bored out of my mind, I convinced Henry to go outside with me. He resisted at first, but after some relentless pleading and a promise to make the same omurice as before, he finally agreed, with a not really happy face. Isn't this much nicer and brighter?
We'll be just out for a little while. Remember it.
Got it, grumpy master. It had been so long since I'd been outside like this. I couldn't hide my excitement while Henry huddled close to me. What is this? Could this be my obnoxious master? He looked so cute like this. But strangely, as we walked, the villagers seemed to string away, whispering amongst themselves, "He's the demon! Stay away from him!"
That's right. Be careful, or he'll bring bad luck upon us.
I sensed Henry trembling, his grip tightening. But the buzzing didn't stop. Seeing this, I couldn't help but shout out, "You lousy bunch! Have you got nothing better to do? If you're so free, go clean the toilets instead of poking your noses into other people's business. We haven't even bothered with you yet." With that, I grabbed Henry's hand tightly and we ran past the crowd. It's crazy how I find this moment oddly pleasant, and I can sense Henry's gaze on me in a very different way. And from that day on, Henry also treated me differently. He smiled more and even abandoned 2-meter quarantine for me. We even had late-night conversations, delving into the depths of each other's souls, unveiling layers of warmth beneath his icy exterior. How long have you been living alone here?
It's been a while, maybe 10 years.
And your parents?
They're both gone. Oh, when you made that rice omelette dish for me. Omurice, right? I was surprised and deeply moved. 'Cause when my mother was alive, she used to make this for me too.
Perhaps loneliness and emotional deprivation had formed this cold and aloof shell of his.
And what about you?
I think we have something in common. My parents are gone too, and now I work as a wander around here and there day by day. Luckily, there's you to take me in. I felt so guilty lying to Henry, but couldn't bring myself to do otherwise. Because if I told the truth, I wouldn't be able to stay here anymore. I truly cherished this moment. Everything was wonderful, and a few days later, I invited Henry to watch a movie, and he agreed immediately. As we chatted happily, I showed Henry a picture of the monster. "Henry, do you know what this is?" Henry immediately said no, but his expression was strange. "I'm just kidding." "Oh, look at the full moon. It's beautiful. Shall we take a stroll and admire it?" But suddenly, Henry flew into a rage, gritting his teeth, and ordered me to draw the curtains shut. Then stormed back into his room. What was that all about? I knocked on the door, but Henry didn't respond. So I just sat there waiting by his room door and dozed off without realizing it. Suddenly, I was startled awake by a loud growl coming from inside his room. Fear gripped me as I sat frozen, waiting for the sound to stop. But it didn't. All of a sudden, the door burst open, and in front of me stood the monster. It headed straight towards the living room, growling and groaning. The curiosity got the best of me, so I cautiously followed, looking for a place to hide. I raised my phone to take a picture, but I was so trembling that I ended up dropping it. Without thinking, I rushed to pick it up. Then the monster immediately turned around and looked straight at me. My heart raced and my head was spinning. "I'm screwed,"